Good morning, folks. Welcome to QuantSap. This is Vicky Sajnani. Let's get started with the morning market brief. 18,771, Nifty 50 futures, shut shop 0.25% down. 0.19% down was Nifty Bank futures, 43,457, thereabouts. So let's see where the SGX Nifty is pointing to as of now. SGX futures 18,723, 48 points down from yesterday's closing. So let's see how that evolves into a directional trade today, especially with the RBI policy on the anvil. There's a lot of commotion in the markets with respect to interest rate scenario. Well, look at the charts. They're delicately poised there in Nifty. Well, 18,500 is the support, 18,800 is the resistance, and 19,000 the next major resistance. As far as support is concerned, 18,500 and 18,000 are the major levels. Intermittent, we have a support of 18,300. Well, looking at the built-ups on the futures end, we saw some amount of long unwinding in the system yesterday, and the Nifty OI also doesn't stand at a substantial level as of now. So let's see, markets are on the sidelines, market participants waiting, as I pointed out, waiting for the RBI policy also. Looking at the open interest in options, you have a substantial open interest on 18,800, 19,000. On the lower side, 18,500. And there's a concentration of OI at around 18,400, 300 levels. Well, looking at Bank Nifty, 43,500, 44,000, 42,800, 42,500, 42,000 are the major levels. So 43,500 and 44,000 on the higher side. So you have 42,800 as an intermittent level. And 42,000 is a major support zone litmus test for Bank Nifty. Bank Nifty, looking at the OI picture from futures end, you are seeing some amount of long unwinding there. So that's that. Looking at the open interest picture on options, 43,500 happens to be a stiff level on the higher side. And put options is a substantial put writing at around 43,000. That's going to act as a major support, and 42,500 is the next major level. Well, Adani Enterprises, Shriram Transport, TVS Motors are top gainers. LTIM, which is Mindtree merger with LTI. So the merged entity LTIM, Persistent, and BPCL are the top losers. Looking at the sectoral contribution of index, for the index, it's 34 points negative for IT, 10 points negative for metals, 10 points negative for private banks. So much of the, sectors are in the negative territory, at least the ones which are generally tend to be the leaders. Cement is 2.37 on the positive, power is 1.64 on the positive, NBFC 5.38 on the positive, FMCG 11.46 on the positive end. So marginal positives there, but substantial negatives also prevalent in the system. Looking at the built-ups, you have cement, FMCG, infra, NBFC on the long side, telecom, IT, fertilizer, pharma on the short side. Well, we have one stock, which is Indian Hotels. Well, you can clearly look at the charts and the RSI positioning. So 340 happens to be 340, 350 happens to be the major level. 360, the next major level. On the lower side, 320 and 300 are the major supports. So it has to garner some positive momentum, move above 340 to gain some traction out there, positive traction. So the upper resistance is close to 340. Well, some amount of short covering in this counter. There is not much longs in the system. There have been some shorts earlier on, which are probably got covered as of now. There's been one long. Let's see how this pans out during the day. But one has to keep in mind that the 340 level holds some amount of sanctity in the sense that strength will emanate only above that. That's a possibility with which we are gauging it. So 330, you have a substantial OI built up. The other OI built up is close to 350. And 340 is intermittent resistance which we are coming across. As far as supports are concerned, 320 and 300 are the major put OIs. So that's going to be the support. The other counter which we are talking about or discussing about is Intellect. Well, could be under pressure. 420, 400 major levels on the lower side, 500 on the higher side, and intermittent 475 is the level on the intermittent resistance. So let's see how this pans out. This has to be traded only on the breakdown. And my sense is that 435 gets taken out. That's when you see pressure on this counter. Well, you're seeing Intellect, and then there's some amount of long unwinding. There's been shorts earlier on. There's been longs also. There's a mixed bag out there. As far as the options OI is concerned, 500 happens to be the highest call OI. So that's going to be the substantial resistance for this counter as of now. Of course, it's far placed as compared to 459, 450 levels where it's coding at right now. GNFC, PNB, India Bull Housing Finance in the ban list. Possible exit, India Bull Housing Finance. Before I wrap up, I would like to highlight to you, please consult your financial advisor before participating in derivative trades, and also please follow strict stop losses while trading in derivatives. 18,500, 18,300 major levels for Nifty on the lower side, 18,800, 19,000 on the higher side. 43,500, 44,000, 42,800, 42,000 are the major levels. Cement, FMCG, infra, sectoral long built up, sectoral short built up is telecom, IT, fertilizer. We had discussed about Indian hotels and Intellect. Indian hotels preferably on the buy side, and there is a possibility that it could move higher above the resistance. Of course, we discussed about the resistances also. And Intellect, of course, again, it has to break down. So that's, we had discussed about a 435 level, which is a more prudent level where breakdown could evolve in Intellect. And ban list, India Bull Housing Finance, PNB, GNFC. So that's it from my side. Wish you happy trading and all the best.